Chapter 5.6a, Inverse of a Function, Example 4. Finding the inverse of a cubic function. Find the inverse of fx equals 2x to the power 3 plus 1. The first step is set the fx equals y. And then we're going to switch x and y. So the x becomes y and y becomes x. So x equals 2y cubed plus 1. Now we are going to solve for y. You're going to solve for y. So you're going to remove this 1 and this 2. So you're going to subtract 1 on both sides. You got x minus 1 equals 2y cubed. Divide with 2 on both sides. What you got here is y cubed equals x minus 1 over 2. When you're solving for y, it means that we need to remove this cube as well. So to remove the cube, we have the opposite operation to remove cube, and that's going to be a cube root on both sides. So you take a cube root on both sides. X minus 1 over 2 cube root, and whenever we take cube root, we do not have to write plus or minus. This and this cancel. Y equals cube root of x minus 1 over 2, and then we are going to write this into a function form. So we're going to write gx. We indicate gx as a inverse of fx, and that is a cube root of x minus 1 over 2. So gx is a inverse of fx, and that is cube root of x minus 1 over 2. Next is a you try problem number 4. Fx equals 3x cubed minus 2. You write fx equals 3x cubed minus 2, and then you're going to switch the x and y, and we are going to solve for y by adding 2. So x plus 2 equals 3y cubed. Divide with 3 on both sides. You got y cubed equals x plus 2 divided by 3. Now you're going to take a cube root on both sides, and this cube root and cube cancel. You got y equals cube root of x plus 2 over 3, and you can write this as a gx equals cube root of x plus 2 divided by 3, and then gx is considered as a inverse of the original function fx. Next is a you try problem. Fx equals negative x cubed plus 4, and you're going to set the fx equals y. Then you're going to switch x and y, so x becomes y, y becomes x. You're going to solve for y, so it means that you're going to subtract 4 on both sides. You got x minus 4 equals negative y cubed. Once you get negative y cubed equals x minus 4, you need to remove the negative. So you're going to divide with negative on both sides. This negative and negative cancel. Y cubed is negative x plus 4. Because you're going to divide this negative with x, that becomes negative x. Negative 4 divided by negative 1 is positive 4. The next step is to remove the cube, and you can take a cube root on both sides. Cube and cube root cancel. Y equals cube root of negative x plus 4, or you can write it as gx equals cube root of x plus negative x plus 4. Cube root of negative x plus 4 is your answer. Example number 5. Finding the inverse of a radical function. The steps are still the same, that you're going to put the fx as y. So that's going to be y equals 2 square root x minus 3. Then you're going to switch x and y. And you got x equals 2 times square root y minus 3. And then you're going to divide with 2. You got x over 2 equals square root y minus 3. Y minus 3. Now you're going to remove the square root because you're going to solve for y. When you remove the square root, you have to take a square root on both sides. So here we got is x squared over 4 equals y minus 3. So what you got here is y minus 3 equals x squared plus 4. You're going to solve for y. It means that you have to do one more step, that is add 3 on both sides. And then y equals x squared divided by 4 plus 3. You write it in a function form, so you can just replace the y as gx, as gx is the inverse of fx. So gx is a function that is the inverse of the given function fx. Next is a you try problem number 6. Set the fx equals y and it's equal to 3 times x plus 4. Switch the x and y, so you got x equals 3 times square root y plus 4. Divide with 3 on both sides. X divided by 3 is square root y plus 4. And then you're going to take a square on both sides. You got y plus 4 equals x squared over 9. And then you're going to subtract 4. You got here is y equals x squared over 9 minus 4. And then the last step you're going to do is just replace the y as gx. And inverse of fx is x squared over 9 minus 4. And the function we use for inverse is gx. So the function we use is gx, that is inverse of the given function fx. Next is question number 7. You're going to find out the inverse of fx equals square root x plus 2. First step is y equals square root of x plus 2. Switch, so this is x equals square root y plus 2. And then you're going to take a square on both sides. You got y plus 2 equals x squared. Subtract 2 on both sides. You got y equals x squared minus 2. And then you're going to write the gx for instead of y, you're going to write gx. And then gx is the inverse of the given function fx.